Are you ready to be time machined? Are you ready to be entertained? Well, if you're ready to ride, I'm ready to drive. So hop your inside. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and music lovers worldwide, welcome back to Sensational Singles. Yes, indeed. The show where we celebrate the songs that have stood the test of time and continue to move our hearts, minds, bodies, and souls. I am your humble host, the big guy with the big show, the Lord Nelson, that is. And you know, as usual, man, this episode is brought to you by the Crown Cast Network in association with Five Royals ENT. And today, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about a song that walks into your heart so easily, you feel like it's been there all along. Today, we're talking about Sarah Smile by Hall and Oates. Now, let's take a trip back to 1975. Yeah. Daryl Hall and John Oates had already been building their musical identity, but Sarah Smile was something so special. It was tender. Yeah. It was intimate. It was soulful. And most importantly, it felt real. The song was written by Daryl Hall and John Oates, with Hall's emotional connection to the song making it particularly personal. And that's part of what makes Sarah Smile so powerful. This isn't love written as some grand Hollywood fantasy. Nah, man. This is love written as a moment, a look, a memory. A person who can change the entire atmosphere just by being there. And then there's that title, Sarah Smile. Yeah, 2 words. But those 2 words carry an entire emotional world. There's something beautiful about wanting to see someone smile, right? Because when you really care about somebody, their happiness can become part of your own. And that's where the song lives, not in the chaos of love, but in the tenderness of it. Musicality, though, is another reason this song has endured. Hall and Oates were masters at blending pop, rock, soul, and R&B into something that felt completely their own. Sarah Smile has that warm, easy groove that doesn't force you to listen. It invites you. The vocals feel close. The arrangements breathe. Yeah, and the song never overplays its hand. That's the beauty of it. Sometimes the most powerful songs aren't the ones that try to tear the roof off the building. Nah, sometimes they're the ones that sit beside you and whisper, hey, remember what that feels like? And let's talk about Daryl Hall for a second, okay? That voice, yo. That voice has soul. It has R&B in its DNA, man. It has rock in its attitude. And on Sarah Smile, he doesn't have to prove anything. He sings with that cool, man. Yeah. And that cool makes the emotion hit even harder. Word is bomb, man. John Oates, of course, was a crucial part of the musical partnership that made Hall and Oates so distinctive. Let's not forget that. He was a crucial part, man. And together, they created a sound that could move between blue-eyed soul, pop, rock, and R&B without ever losing its identity. And Sarah Smile is one of those records that shows you just how powerful that formula could be. But here's what really makes this a sensational single. Time. Time. Time is the ultimate test. Music can be popular for a week, it can be huge for a year, but when a song can still make somebody stop, close their eyes, and feel something decades later, that's different. That's legacy. Sarah Smile has that kind of legacy, right? Yeah. It's the kind of song that can play in the background of a quiet evening, a long drive, a memory of someone you loved, or a moment when you realize that sometimes the simplest words are the ones that mean the most. And that's why this song still works today, because love doesn't age, tenderness doesn't age, a beautiful melody doesn't age. And the feeling of wanting to see somebody happy, that never goes out of style, never. So when we talk about sensational singles, we're not just talking about hit records. Nah. We're talking about songs that became part of the soundtrack of our lives. And Sarah Smile absolutely belongs in that conversation. Hall and Oates didn't just give us a love song. They gave us a musical snapshot of vulnerability, affection, and human connection. And that, my friends, is why we keep coming back. And this is why this song is always in rotation, because great music doesn't just remind you of a song. Great music reminds you of who you were when you heard it. That's Sarah Smile by Hall and Oates. A beautiful record, a timeless record, and without question, in my book and yours, a sensational single. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you know it's the big guy with the big show, the Lord, Nelson, that is. And I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to spend some time. And until next time, understand that music, no matter the genre, is the greatest. Yeah. In Time Machine, we know. Man, I love you guys. Keep getting lifted on music. Take care of yourself. Until next time. Peace. Woo. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters worldwide, thank you so much for tuning into Sensational Singles. Yeah. And yo, every Monday and Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, you'll have a new amazing sensational single that is going to time machine you and make you feel so good. I am the Lord, Nelson that is, and I thank you so much, so very much for being a part of this. And remember, this is brought to you by the Crowncast Network in association with 5 Royals ENT. Once again, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Peace. Woo! Yeah.